Good morning. Good Saturday morning. Rainy Saturday morning, something we hadn't seen in quite some time, and it's definitely a welcome sight here on this, even on the weekend, right? Even if it messes up a little baseball or whatever. The thing that got me the most about the dry spell was all the fire warnings and brush fires, and I'm surprised we didn't have more than we did, actually. But hopefully that threat is over now for a while. The thing is now, you look at your weather or on the phone or on the TV or however you keep up with it, don't know when it's going to end. What is the next day that doesn't show rain? Of course, in the spring and the summer, there's always a chance the afternoon thunderstorms, but this is like, the soupy stuff that we get sometimes in the winter. But it just seems like, you looking at that, Brett, how long it might take?
Yeah, well, tomorrow just says 24%.
24?
Yeah.
That's very technical. 24%.
And then a week from Monday, looks like.
Yeah, I was say they'll show it out beyond the screen. It wasn't beyond the screen on TV.
Baseball could be affected today, or I'm going to say it will be affected, even if they play. The final game of the 3-game set between North Lincoln and South Point been pushed to today at 2 o'clock, and get ready for this, at Cherryville High School. Not at North Lincoln, not at South Point, but at Cherryville High School to play on at least the turf infield. Do you hate to give up that? Here, if anybody came to me and said, God, we hate to give up at home field, I'd say, well, both teams won on the road.
It's true.
So, do you really have a home field? Baseball doesn't seem quite as much, as basketball and football do. Home field advantage doesn't mean quite as much for whatever reason. But, both these teams won road games. South Point outlasted North Lincoln. What was it, 5-4? I know it was a one-run game, but I'm trying to remember.
4-3,
4-3,
I believe.
4-3 in 8 innings. A couple nights ago,
4-3.
and then it was North Lincoln winning. North Lincoln had a 9-0 lead after scoring 5 runs in the top of the first down in Belmont. They had a 9-0 lead before South Point scored 7. And if I'm not mistaken, I wasn't at that game, but I looked at Game Changer, and if I'm not mistaken, the game ended with the tying runs on base.
On base.
Yeah, the tying runners were on base.
But I laughed when
Yeah,
that's why I text you.
they had the bases loaded.
They had them loaded?
They had them loaded with 1 out.
Only down 2.
Yeah, after they cut it to 9-7. And then I think a strikeout and a ground out ended it.
I really don't know who's the best team here. And that's the way it's supposed to be. I mean, when you get this far, they should be very even. I know North Lincoln in Game 1 committed 5 errors, and I think they still should have won.
Still should have won.
They definitely had their chances to still win that game after committing 5 errors. You don't get that chance very often, especially.
To me, they don't seem to be playing as good as they were last year at this time. Last year, it felt like they were just doing everything right. I know they blew a game in that state championship series with 1 error, basically, that cost them that game.
But they came back out strong.
Yeah, but they were pretty dominant last year. This year, the errors are hurting them.
Errors are hurting them. Yes, they are hurting them.
Now they still do a lot of the little things, like they can play small ball and bunt when they need to, and find a way to get a run in.
And they're mentally tough, and they're mentally, what's the word I'm looking for? They have a really good baseball mentality. To go with that. Good morning, says Mike Painter. Denny Hoover says Shannon Leonard and I are heading to Johnson City, Tennessee to see Caldwell Community College play in the World Series. Lane is the first base coach, the hitting coach, and the outfield coach. How about that? They are supposed to play at 12:45 today. The field is turf. He says, go Carson. Go Cobras. I thought he said go Carson. He's got Carson on here as well because he's a member of the team, Carson Cloninger. But go Cobras. And he says, we will tune in to the talk show on the way. Say hey. So there you go. Say hey, Willie Mays. How many people are old enough to know, to remember that little catchy tune? Say hey. The say hey guy. Always smiling, wasn't he? Willie Mays. What would have been his last year playing, Lenny? Because I'm trying to decide if I really do remember seeing him.
I was going to say, did he play?
Early 70s?
Did he play into the 70s? That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, okay, then I do remember it.
He went to the Mets. That's where,
Mets when he finished up.
The last I remember him was in the World Series against Oakland. Early 70s, but it was in that when Oakland won 2 or 3 in a row, but I don't remember if he played anymore.
Was it just the Giants and the Mets?
Yes.
His only two?
And he was with the Mets. That was kind of going back home, because I don't know. Wonder if he was with the Giants when they sit in New York. Probably was.
I think
I think so.
I think he was. I think I've seen photos of
and
them.
I think that was part of the reason for going back to the Mets, because they had.
Yeah,
they were the second
73 was his last season.
73 was his last season. What was
He was a 24-time All-Star.
Is that all? Is that his number?
That can't be right.
That's his number.
That's his number.
Well, how many years did he play? 24? Did he make the All-Star team? Why wouldn't he make the All-Star team every year? If he made it as a rookie, I could see him making it every year. But
he made his debut in 51 for the New York Giants.
There you go.
And his last appearance was in 73 with the Mets.
And you said how many years?
So that ain't even 24 years.
You count.
Now that's when you're good. 24 All-Star appearances in less years. You played less years than there were All-Star games, but he was still, maybe he made it with both squads one year when he was getting switched over to the. What year? I have so much trouble with this, and I always do. Did the Dodgers and the Giants go west at the same year?
I don't know.
See, there you go. I
don't know.
I don't know the history on that exactly.
It was mid 50s, I think.
And I don't know which one went first. If one went first, I would guess the Giants went first.
The Giants moved in 58.
Okay.
They were right around that same time.
Do you know how close we are to 58 again?
Yeah.
60. And I'm not talking about our age. I'm talking about the
Yeah,
year.
58. They both moved in 58.
From a different perspective.
Yeah, that's.
We'd like to see it, wouldn't we?
Yes. Yeah. The Trolley Dodgers is what the Dodgers were when they moved, and
No, they had changed way before
had
that.
they?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they could have remained. I wonder how long they kept the name.
They
Trolley
were
Dodgers.
only
Just a few
that,
years.
They were only that from 1911 and 12.
Yeah.
Only 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it when
They were the Robins from 14 to 31.
I like the unique
New York,
team
Brooklyn.
names.
Brooklyn Robins.
Brooklyn.
I like unique team names, especially when it has something to do with the area that they're from,
Right.
and like Dodgers. Nobody else has that, and there are others out there too. But yeah, that's a good topic for the morning. What is your favorite team name? I don't mean what like me and Lenny would obviously say Red Sox, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Team name.
Yeah,
not
just team name from any team, and I like it to have something to do with the surrounding areas. Are there actually Badgers in Wisconsin? There probably are, but I don't even know any other sports team that has the name Badgers. That's unique, and there might be some out there. Might be some smaller colleges have that because you have so many. Most schools have to pick, new schools especially. They have to pick something that's already been used because just about everything is taken. The Seattle team has a unique name in what sport is it? It's not football, it's not baseball, it's not basketball, it's the Kraken. The Kraken. What do they play? Is that
Hockey?
Hockey, yeah.
The Kraken. Now, isn't that some kind of? Is it real, or is it a myth?
I don't think it's real.
And it's like some kind of monster, right? Like an eel type thing or something. But that one, I thought.
Thinking of what is it?
And I wonder.
Another hockey name, the Avalanche. In
Avalanche
Colorado.
goes great with
Colorado.
The legendary sea monster of Norse mythology.
Oh, I like it. Yeah. Anything to do with Vikings, I'm interested in.
Nessie, huh?
Is it like a giant octopus type
Yeah.
thing? And
Yeah. That's the pictures they show. It's something like that. Ned says, let's see here, make sure I get it right. Remember, some of the high school social media pages did not have North Lincoln in their preseason top 10. Yeah, and I don't remember how many starters they lost off of last year's baseball team.
it wasn't that many.
Was it not?
They lost their top two starting pitchers, but they didn't lose that many position players.
Yep. And then Ned says, yes, 1958. And I'm guessing that is a year that one of those teams moved.
Both of them, you said.
Yep. Rodney's got a good one here. He says, the Brewers come to mind with the name to do with the area that you're from. That's great. That's a great name as well.
Rodney, do you remember where they came from? The Brewers.
God, I can't.
I can remember, but I just and it kind of fit. It kind of fit with where they were at too.
Yeah,
They became the Brewers. Came from this city to Milwaukee.
Well, the first thing I think St. Louis.
Now we were just talking about
But
this.
it can't be St.
We was
Louis.
talking about them just a few minutes ago. Seattle.
So really, they were the Pilots.
Seattle Pilots.
Okay. I remember the Seattle Pilots, but I wouldn't have remembered that. I knew they moved.
Yeah,
I knew they either
that
moved
was
or they folded,
Milwaukee.
but I did not realize that they
Because I had some
did go to
baseball cards
Milwaukee.
that were Pilots, and then they converted over, and some of them were Brewers when they moved.
Let's see what else Rodney says. The Astros with the space program. That's a really good one.
Johnson Space.
Fits right in. Or it could have been, wasn't that the Jetsons' dog?
Yeah.
Astro,
What's his name? Astro. You're exactly.
Houston, we have a problem, he says. Yeah. Would that be great if a Houston team was named the Problems?
That's what they're saying right now. I think we got a problem.
Yeah. Yes, they are. I would say, I would also might ask, in what sport? In what sport do you have a problem? Yeah, this is a really good one here because Phil Ayers just gave me one, and it was fitting long ago. Maybe not so fitting now. Brett Keever.
The Lakers?
Yep. The Minneapolis Lakers. Years ago, and they kept the name. Now, the other worst one that kept the name is the Jazz. The Utah Jazz. There's so much jazz.
Yes.
Yep. There's many things you can name teams in Louisiana.
Right.
A lot, but Jazz is fitting.
Certainly.
Yeah, but when they moved, they
When I see the
kept the name.
Jazz, New Orleans Jazz, it's always Pete Maravich. He was. They weren't very good, but he's kind of was the face while they were there.
Yeah, are the Utah Jazz the best team to never win an NBA title? Back in the day of Malone and Stockton and those guys, I think it was if they weren't the best team to never win a title, they have to be right up there on the list. You could go way back in history where I can't remember it
Rodney's
as
talking
much.
about the Astros, even that other team in Texas, the Texas Rangers, because they're
They
a
moved.
police force. They came from Washington.
They came from Washington.
They were the Senators.
Yeah, they went from Senators to Rangers. This day and time, I think I'd rather be a Ranger than a Senator.
Yeah.
A lot of heat. Take a lot of heat. Pistons. Let's see. He says the Piston homage to the
Auto industry.
Yep, the auto industry, the Motor City and its industry. Yeah, that's a good one. But you think about it, all the names they could have had. They take an engine part, you know. But I like it. I mean, that's a unique name. I don't know of another team that would have it anywhere, unless there's a high school in that area that might have it. But it's unique, and it's relates to the city.
And then you have some that lose their name because it's not politically correct anymore, like the Washington Bullets.
Well, yeah, had to get rid of that one pretty quick. Although the Bullets do still live in Washington.
Right.
It's bad. Now, this one I did not know. Phil sends me another fact here. Bud Grant, the former Minnesota Vikings coach, one of the best coaches to never win a title, in my opinion anyway, played for the Minneapolis Lakers. I did not know that.
I did not either.
I just always thought of Bud as just the football guy.
Yeah.
If you wanted to put a picture of a definition of football
coach.
coach.
Many years in the Canadian before he
Did
came
he?
to the.
Did he?
Before he came to the Vikings.
Okay.
He was there for a long time with the Vikings, though.
Yep. Would he coach them in all 4 Super Bowls? They made 4, but they went 0-4. And I can't think. I think it had to be him.
I think he probably had to be.
Yeah. I think it had to be him as well.
Stone face.
He was old stone face. That is for sure.
What about the Indiana Pacers? That one's pretty cool and a local. With, Indianapolis 500. Pace car.
Pace car. And that's one of those ABA teams.
Is that what their name is actually after? Is the
I think
Pacer
so.
car, or is it after the pace setting? That's Indianapolis is the pace setting city, or is it both?
I would say the Indianapolis 500 myself.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I know that Pacer was a AMC car one time too, but I think it was
Yeah.
a little late. It's a little later.
It wasn't built to go fast, was it?
Yeah. No.
It was wide with a lot of glass. I
Yeah.
remember those things. Wide with a lot of glass. That was the old AMC.
AMC.
Yeah. AMC.
They had a Gremlin. My sister
Yeah.
had a Gremlin.
Yeah. Who later had a movie.
Yeah, that's right. He went on in. He moved on to Hollywood.
He did. Hurricanes. That's really good. Is Miami the only? They're not the only Hurricanes, are they? Isn't there some others?
Well, Carolina hockey.
Carolina hockey.
Hockey team.
Yeah.
That was one I was thinking of. Was the
Now,
Hurricanes.
way more. Well, he didn't put either which one here.
Until you said Miami, I had.
Rodney didn't put either one here, so it could have been. He might have been thinking about that one, or maybe both. Colorado Avalanche. Lenny mentioned that one a few minutes ago, but he said the Hurricanes are notorious weather there or here. But yeah, it is odd that North Carolina does get some hurricanes, but not in the not like.
But Raleigh hadn't
Florida
been
would
hit
get.
like Miami has.
No, not near as much. Not near as often, that's for sure.
And a lot of people don't if you're not more local with the Hornets, local people know the connection, but probably on the other side of the country.
Yeah.
Because it was a hornet's nest that
It's one of the
Cornwallis,
wars.
one of the General Cornwallis had said they fought like a band of hornets or whatever. And
I
that
do
was-
remember that.
But that's a lot of people wouldn't know that connection unless you're from that area, from this area.
There you go. Get in front of that microphone. People want to hear you
Yeah.
today. Mike Powell absent today.
What about the Philadelphia Phillies? That's pretty local.
That wasn't hard to come up with. It wasn't hard to come up with, but are they named for a horse or are they named for Philadelphia? I mean,
Or the New York Mets. That's another good.
Metropolitans.
Yeah.
That's a lot to put on a jersey, though, so I'm glad they shortened it to Mets. Butch says Tulsa. You know what Tulsa is? That's all he told me, but I know what they are. You
The
guys,
Golden
the
Hurricane.
Golden Hurricane.
Now, why is that they're golden? Because is it like dust? That's what comes to my mind. I mean, they used to always get these big dust storms out in Oklahoma and different places like that. But the Golden Hurricane, that kind of sets them apart a little bit from in some of these names. But I I definitely can't pinpoint.
Have they always been that?
pinpoint
Was
one.
they something else many years ago?
I don't know.
can't- Nolan Richardson coached there before he went to Arkansas.
And you think
They won the NIT, but I can't remember whether they were the Golden Hurricanes then or not.
so? It makes me wonder then if they did change it, what forced them to change it? Because nobody changes their
But
name.
I might be not. I might be
No,
wrong. but I
you
do
might
know
be
that
right. They
Richardson-
might have.
I know that Richardson was coach there. They won the
Right.
NIT. That was, and then he went on to Arkansas not long after that.
Tulsa. Let me think about it. The Oil Men. I mean, what else would you be if you were in Tulsa? Tulsa Kings. Ain't that a show that was out recently with
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what that name might have been. Brett might be able to try and find that. I got another message here from Ned. Said adding to Denny's National Junior College Athletic Association D3 World Series. All these. I'm trying to figure out all his, his lingo with abbreviations. So I think I got it there. The World Series comment. In addition to Carson Cloninger, Post 100 alum Colton Mays at Wake Tech is playing in the same World Series this week, and no, I'm not the same one. He's playing out in Enid, Oklahoma, the junior college Division II World Series. Enid, Oklahoma. Lenny, you and I have had discussions about Enid, Oklahoma in the past. Who was the guy that played at
Price brothers
Carolina?
from there. Well, Mark Price was from there.
Was he?
Yeah. Now you
There
talking
was
about
a
Steve? You talking about Steve Hale? Probably he was
north
he
of
was-
there.
He was Jinx.
Jinx. Okay. That's
But the Price brothers, because wasn't there another one behind him? Brent, I believe, but Mark Price was from Enid.
yeah. I think there was. Maybe I'm wrong. I still think there was a Carolina player from Enid, Oklahoma too. But you would know better than me. But I just seem I can't remember the name that I'm thinking of for that. Get anything, Brett?
It says Tulsa started as the Golden Tornadoes,
Okay.
and they realized that Georgia Tech had chosen that name, so they switched to Golden Hurricane.
So Georgia Tech at one time.
In 1917, Georgia Tech, I guess, started as the Golden
And maybe
Tornadoes.
Scott Cloninger here says the same thing. He's on his way, same place Denny is headed on our way to Johnson City. World Series rain all weekend. Yeah, it's
God is good sitting there talking with you the other night in the rain delay. Lightning delay, wasn't rain.
lightning delay. Yeah, that thing that was well over an hour,
Yes.
wasn't it? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That delay. down
Now,
at
is
South Point.
that what caused North Lincoln to change pitchers? Was it the delay?
Now
or
that I
was it
don't know, Brett.
most likely if they changed right then?
Yeah, I don't know if that's
Okay.
when they changed. That's kind of what I was.
Most time a pitcher
wondering.
sits more than 30 minutes.
I know.
You're not gonna put him back out there.
I know the guy I was with. He said, "Does that mean they have to?" I said, "No, I don't think they have to make a pitching change." This was before they come back, but I said, "Sometimes when it's a long delay, however deep they're into it,
Even in the major leagues,
Yeah.
you don't see them go back out there usually after, if it's a 30-minute delay or more. They're just, it's just too much to get the arm back loose again.
Right.
I would say so. That makes it tough. Oh man, I like these names rolling into these teams. We are going to get in the next segment and talk a little bit about Kyle Busch. What a unexpected shocker that hit hit us this week. And funny to go back to his words, and he said, "You never know when
Isn't that crazy?
that win's
It's
going
almost-
to be your last." And, that's why he was so emotional whenever he would win a race. But it was, Lenny, but it was also shocking. I'm going to start with my lyrics this morning. Do you bring some lyrics
I
today,
got
Lenny?
some,
Good.
yeah.
Yeah, there we go. We still got 3 lyrics, even without Mike Powell. One more message here before I go. Dean Mosteller. Hadn't heard from Monty yet this morning, but Dean says, Steve Hale from Enid, Oklahoma.
I think it's Jinx." Tell him to look. I think it's
Well,
Jinx.
you know what? They might have
be
just
close
put
together.
they might have just put the larger town.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I thought there was somebody that I always remembered them saying on TV. Richard Howell also says Steve Hale from Enid, Oklahoma. You're outnumbered now, Lenny.
I'm going to stick with Jinx.
Don't be a jinx. But
Yeah.
all right, here's my lyrics for today. We'll get things started. Someone told me long ago. Back in a moment.
Make 2026 the year you finally move into your new dream home from Key Builders of Lincoln. Go online at mykeybuilders.com and check out their many floor plans. Locally owned and operated and serving this area for 24 years. Yes, serving the Piedmont of North and South Carolina. That's Key Builders, 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. Your key to your new home is waiting for you from Key Builders in Lincoln.
How would you like to be your own contractor? Stop in at Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes in Cherryville and see Robert or Hunter. 5 years in business and the only engineer stamped AutoCAD design shed to home conversions. They know the North Carolina Residential Code and will build your county permit package. On-site built 2-bedroom, 2-bath with a true sleeping loft, multiple designs, cottages, cabins, studio apartments. Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes at 2268 Lincoln Highway, Cherryville. Open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Call 704-727-8774. Open Sundays by schedule appointments only. Follow them on Facebook.
Buying a Bobcat is now easier than ever at West End Sales in Vale. Now get 0% APR financing. That means low monthly payments. Or you can get $1,200 instant rebates on selected models. Now is the time to buy. Like we said, it's easier than ever. Again, get 0% APR financing or get $1,200 instant rebate on selected Bobcat models at West End Sales at the Highway 1827 West intersection in Vale. Online at westendsales.com and like them on Facebook too.
Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Piedmont of North and South Carolina since 1919. Sure, they deliver to your home with home heating oils. They'll help keep you warm, but they do a whole lot more. They feature bulk fuel delivery, on-site and commercial fueling, backup generator fueling, and farm and agricultural fueling. For home or business or farms, call on Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln, 704-735-2508. Online at rhodesandbill.com, located at 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook too.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com.
Dr. John Clonger III, native and Lincoln High School graduate who attended UNC Dental School at Chapel Hill. In 1993, he graduated and returned home to practice with his father Les Cloninger and Uncle Robert Truman Cloninger. Dr. John Clonger III has maintained a private practice for 32 years and hasn't yielded to the corporate landscape. Dr. John Clonger III would like to thank all of his wonderful patients for their loyalty. Dr. John Clonger III and Dr. Aaron Hebner are taking new patients. They take most insurances and especially Delta Dental. Call for appointments today at 704-735-0765. Go Wolves!
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Welcome back. Glad to have you with us. First time out of the morning here, and I see the phone lighting up a little bit here. Let's see if that's got anything to do with lyrics here this morning. Someone told me long ago. Is that what I said? Because I don't have them on my screen right now.
Yeah.
I think Brett figured them out because he said he had the same thing. Did you figure those out? Don't say them if you did.
Heard it, but
Okay. Let's see. We've got Ned with the correct answer. It's a group I had to choose between. They've got two of them out there, and I had to choose which one. Wasn't really ready for it to stop. That's a hint. Wasn't really ready for the whatever it is to stop, so I went with another one. Monty's at it again here. Good morning, STG. Yankees 30-22, now 5.5 behind Tampa. How does Tampa do it? Just over and over. I would like to know, and I'll throw Boston in there too. What is the salary of the entire Tampa team versus the Yankees or Boston or the Mets or
Dodgers and
Dodgers? Yeah, I mean
the big market.
They just seem to have the best players in their farm system year after year after year, and can let people go. I heard something interesting. Let me finish Monty's thought here. We did get 2 starters back this week, and tell Big Brother this is my showtime. So that's for you, Dean. Tell Big Brother this is Monty's showtime. Y'all can fight that out at the dinner table whenever you get the chance. What was I saying there about the
Rays?
Yeah, the Rays. I heard this yesterday on Dan Patrick.
I'm gonna try to go see the Rays next month.
Last year at this time, the Rays were averaging under 10,000 fans per game. Now, it was 9 something, but it was under 10,000. Right now they're at 17,000 plus a game. So even though they're not filling up a stadium like you would hope they do, they've doubled their attendance
Wasn't
year.
some of that last year though where they played?
Yeah,
Because
the Hurricane.
That George Steinbrenner Stadium is only.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think they were selling out a lot there, but I think it's about 10,000 seats. I think.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
The
They
roof
played
was
at
off
the
of the.
Yankees AAA Stadium.
Well, maybe
That's
he
where they played
used
last year.
2 years ago.
Yeah,
'Cause
that
if
could've-
you used last year, that's not really fair.
No, it's not
because-
really fair.
But yeah, this
But
is.
But they might not have thought about that.
It could have been that though. What it could have been the year before.
They played Thursday at home against Baltimore, and there were just under 12,000 in attendance. But that might have been an afternoon game. I don't know. Maybe that's not fair either.
Yeah.
Here's something I heard about them. I heard this last night. So far this year in divisional play, in their division, Yankees, Red Sox, Baltimore, Toronto, they're 14-2. They played 16 divisional games and they're 14-2. And the Yankees, I don't think they hadn't beat them yet. They're 5-0 against. Well, if you ain't lost but 2 to somebody, that's
right.
not a disgrace.
They couldn't have beat them but twice.
Yeah. I think Boston's one of the 2 in there. I think that
They beat them one time.
One time.
I think they did. They played them a 3-game series, and they won one of
said
them.
it's 14-2, and said since they'd went to divisional play, this was all the major league. Oakland was 15-1 at this point in the season. That was the only one that had a better record through the first. Basically, said the first quarter of the season.
Name me a player on the team. Brett, Lenny,
Yandy Diaz,
Yandy Diaz.
and the guy behind the big power hitter. He was 22.
Caminero.
Caminero.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah.
I think he was in the home run derby last year.
And you know that there have been some ridiculously good pitchers come through there.
Yeah, well,
But
they got
wind
a,
up
they
on
got a
different
couple
teams.
now.
Do they?
Yeah, they got some good ones
Yeah.
now.
The one boy's coming off Tommy
There's
John,
a
old
McClanahan.
McClanahan. Yeah.
They
And
had
there's-
2 at a time, and I think one went to the Yankees. No, maybe one went to the Dodgers, or maybe they both went to the Dodgers.
Glasnow went to the Dodgers.
Glasnow went to the Dodgers, and what's the one that was a smaller guy? Smaller guy, little mustache. I can see him too. Glasnow was kind of a big guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's tall.
Yeah, he's tall.
But this other one was
Wasn't Snell at Tampa?
That's it.
Oh yeah,
Snell was
Snell.
there.
Yeah, he was
That's
there.
who I'm thinking of.
He come up through the system.
Yeah, he's been a
Yeah,
couple
he's-
other places now. I
He's
think.
Dodgers now, but he went to San Diego, San Francisco.
Is it Blake?
Yeah, Blake Snell.
Blake
He's-
Snell.
Both of them just stay hurt all the time.
Do
that's
they?
why Scuba is going to be a Dodger soon.
So you know what? Think about that now. Wonder if Tampa realized that and said, we don't have to pay these guys. We've got people coming in, and they're going to be injury prone.
Yeah.
We will get more picks.
Well, I
Well, and
think
the Dodgers just think, let's have them healthy when the playoffs start.
Yeah.
We don't really need them to pitch all year.
Right.
So it worked for both, which they didn't trade with the Dodgers on either one. They were both free agents.
But I guess the biggest question out of all this is, can Tampa win a World Series doing what they're doing?
I don't-
Or when they get to the end, is the team with all the stars going to come out on top? You know, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they can or not.
Yeah, I don't,
I mean,
I
they've
don't
really-
know about their hitting. I don't know if they got
they've
enough.
really manipulated the where they can keep themselves very competitive every year. Whether that's good enough to win it, I don't know. But they, and what amazes me, it's got to be their scouting system. When they go trade somebody, they have a good concept of who they want to go get from somewhere else. Because it's one thing turning a glass now loose or turning.
What's the old guy that name that took the Red Sox to the World Series, and then he took the Cubs to the World Series and won? Theo
Epstein.
Is he secretly working for Tampa that we don't know? Because
Well, and they're not even. They don't have all the same people in the front office that they did 10 years or so
turnover
ago.
too.
did they?
I don't know.
No, the guy,
They've lost a lot of those
The guy at
people.
St. Louis, Chaim Bloom, he was a GM, or he was high. I don't know if he's GM at Tampa, but
Yeah.
he's the one who went to Boston before he went to. He was the general manager before this guy,
Mm.
which he was basically run out of town too, because he was trying to make Boston like the Tampa.
Well,
the fan base doesn't
Andrew
fit up
Friedman, who's the Dodgers,
He's a Tampa.
he came from Tampa, and he's the one that's built the Dodgers roster.
So they get a good GM, and they even lose him.
Yeah.
So it's not just the players. Like I say, they must just have the greatest scouting.
And here's another
group.
organization. While Tampa is the organization of the American League. At some point in time, you got to give Milwaukee Brewers credit. Gosh gracious, every year they do
Yeah.
the same thing. They roll a pitcher away and roll somebody. Like Corbin Burns 2 years ago, Josh Hader.
I just wish they could get over the hump and win the World Series. Did they win it with Molitor and God, what was that?
Robin Yount.
Yeah. Did they win it back then when they were?
They won
I
the
know they
World-
made it.
They made it.
I don't think they've won
I don't
one.
think they
Okay.
won. Was it?
I
They
couldn't-
play St. Louis.
I don't even
I want
remember
to say,
that.
but I don't think.
Yeah, they were in the American League back
Yeah,
then.
they were. Yep. Let me go back to my lyrics real quick, get these out of the way. Someone told me long ago there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time. This is Have You Ever Seen the Rain by CCR. So I thought a good rain song this morning would be
I'm glad I didn't pick my own.
easy.
wasn't about the rain, but it was
Yeah.
CCR.
Well, how about that? Well, you weren't supposed to tell that yet.
The Brewers, yeah,
You didn't pick it. Okay.
they made the World Series in '82, but they've never won it.
Did they play Was it St. Louis they played?
I think it was somebody else. I think it was.
Let's see.
Maybe
Well,
it was because I can't.
not positive.
I actually can't remember. So, but I was thinking. I didn't
Dad
think.
Mahler
It says
Young.
it says they beat the Angels in the ALCS.
That's a monumental season for the Angels.
Yeah. World
They
Series.
did win with Rally Monkey though.
Yep.
I mean, if you think about it, the Angels have won one since a lot of teams have. Yep.
It was St. Louis.
It was St. Louis.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Suds series is what they
The
what they
Suds
called it.
series. Yeah.
Brewers and Anheuser-Busch versus
Old Milwaukee. Old Milwaukee, as they used to say. Old Milwaukee.
Miller.
Miller Brewing. Let's see. Butch says CCR, not in a while. Have you ever seen the rain? So there you go. And I think that we hadn't used that one in CCR in a while.
They did go 7 games.
I got one here from. Did it go 7?
Milwaukee won game 1, 10-0.
You know, that's the funny thing. Well, about any sport, but baseball especially. You know, there's probably been a lot of teams outscored in World Series.
Well, they lost it. They lost Game
Still
6,
visualize their
13-1.
match, but I can't think of his name, but his.
What was 13-1?
One of the games they lost.
One of the ones they lost. Okay. Yeah, that's a good 7-game series, but some of the games not quite watchable. Word on the street is Raleigh will try to lure them to North Carolina. This is from Monty, and I'm guessing we're talking about the Rays. Yeah. I wish it was Charlotte and not Raleigh. You know, I'd be more likely to go if it, you know.
They definitely go more often.
How much bigger is Raleigh than Greensboro? Isn't Greensboro the third largest city in the state?
I think you're correct.
I
It
just-
was
yeah.
when we were.
I just wonder how much bigger it is in population. The thing with Raleigh, though, is it's got that, what's it called? The
Research Triangle.
Research
You got
Triangle.
Durham
There's
and Raleigh.
There are a lot of
Chapel
people
Hill all
there.
right there
I don't
together.
think Greensboro's probably about half of what Raleigh can put out there. And how is attendance at the with the hockey team?
Great.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, they.
It says Raleigh's population around 500,000.
I wish Charlotte would make a trade and get
get
baseball. Give them. Not
Football.
really. Don't
give
really
them,
want
give them football.
Yeah, give them football. I'm not really want to see them give up the Hornets because they're starting to climb and be pretty good now, you know, and they're entertaining to watch.
Greensboro says 300,000.
300 compared to what?
500.
Oh, that's a big difference. That's a big difference. They won't get them in with that. Word on the street, Raleigh will try to lure them. That's good money. I did not.
And Nashville's
hadn't heard
going
it.
after a
Well,
team.
Nashville.
I don't know.
Yeah, but they're for whatever reason, Charlotte's not even in the mix. You know, I mean, I don't understand why, but evidently they're not.
Well, the only thing I've heard is they can't expand on the Knights stadium. That they would have to be a new stadium.
And that stadium's at a great place right now. Yeah. We went down there a couple years ago. I like where the stadium is right now in Charlotte. You'd think it'd be hard to get to, but it's really not.
Especially not for side of town.
It's much easier to go there than it was down to the South Carolina line.
Yes.
Whatever the name. I don't think I ever went down there and watched more than 2 games when they were in
I went 4 or
York.
5 times.
It wasn't
not
York.
a lot.
What was it?
Fort Mill.
Fort Mill, yeah.
Yeah, we're near Fort
Oh, we
Mill.
saw them play the Cleveland Indians one time.
Was that at that place?
Yeah.
Okay, when they played the real Indians. Yeah, got to see some.
Well, I don't know if you call them the real Indians, but the
going-
Cleveland Indians.
I remember going and that was early when they were there. When Tommy and Ramirez,
Yeah.
they were playing
Yep.
for Charlotte. They hadn't moved up to the.
Yeah.
But they were already saying, "Oh, these guys are."
Brett
desperate."
got quite a few autographs.
Yeah, Manny Ramirez was on there.
Yeah,
Eddie Murray.
Eddie Murray, yeah.
Those were the 2 big names.
Yeah, that was, yeah, they had a good team back then. Richard says, it's weird since 1997, every 5 years or so, one of the 2 Florida teams gets to or wins the World Series, then falls off the map again. And that is really true with Miami. I mean, they win it. When they get there, they win it.
Yeah.
And then, boom, it just garage sale,
Well, they just
fire
kind of
sale,
loaded
whatever
up
you want
and
to call
won,
it.
and then they couldn't afford them and just turned around and moved them. You know, when Trader
It's-
Jack was there.
It
McKee,
seems like they should have a good team with their location. I don't know if it's the lack of spending or what, but, you know, Miami's not far from some of those islands where a lot of these great players come from.
Yeah.
You're kind of right. You know, and when the World Baseball Classic arena stadium was full.
Yeah.
So you know that the clientele's there if you have put the right thing on the field.
And those, I mean, I would think if they had a good team, they would have great support. You know, if they got like the Heat where they were good most years. Because the Heat can sell out their arena.
What's the island down there that so many of them?
Dominicans.
The Dominicans, what I was trying to think
Yeah.
of. The Dominican. What if baseball expanded to the Dominican? You think it'd win it every year? I'd say.
Would those guys
I'd
want
say
to
they'd have a
live?
good
Would they want
shot.
to play and live?
I don't know.
in
I don't
the
know.
Dominican.
They're probably glad to get where they.
When they could live in New York or L.A. or.
Yeah. Yeah, they're probably glad to get to the United States.
But that's why I
would
thought.
say.
I mean, it seems like Miami would be a place where they would want to go, where you would be able to attract players.
Word on the street. This is from Scott. Word on the street is there's a criteria if North Lincoln and South Point can't finish today to determine a winner. Well, what would that be? It used to be you had to go back to a one-game series, and that's the way it used to be.
Like- kinda like
Man, that's the way it used to be, but I've never heard of that happening. I don't know if anybody can tell me. I'd love to know if that has ever happened, that you went back.
Well,
to
that seems
one
more
game.
likely in Legion, where
Kinda like
you know,
Legion.
in Legion they used to do 7-game
Yeah,
series, so
and
you might have to go
yeah.
back to 5 or go back to 3.
But in high school, here's what I want to know about high school. Why can't they play Monday?
Yeah.
That's right. I'm like you.
Why can't they play Tuesday? You don't play down there till Friday. First day's Friday, I think.
It don't make any sense.
Yeah, I know.
Why? Well, I don't know if the baseball does like the football. They go down there on Monday for the press conference. So be it if they're not able to be there, because they hadn't chosen a winner yet.
Oh, man, I got a couple ones here. Monty being brave.
This says state championships are May 27th through 30th
May
for
27th.
baseball.
I think because it's expanded.
Yeah, they're starting
they brought
Wednesday.
it
Some
out.
classes are starting Wednesday. I don't
Okay.
know who,
Well,
but
I forgot about going to 8 classes.
Well,
so
but
that's-
they could still make the 5A start at the latest possible date if
Okay,
they could adjust.
if that's the
something.
case,
and
then-
there's still a series in the East.
Tell me this
got to
then.
finish today too.
Tell me this, and why don't we, when they start the playoffs on Tuesday, why aren't they scheduled Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? And that gives you Friday and Saturday for makeup. It's baseball. You can play every day. Forget about the pitching. If you got to play it that way, you got to play it that way.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I understand. I agree.
I would just have it scheduled where it's 3 days in a row. I mean, we've been lucky.
Well, they didn't even have to
Unlucky,
start on
actually, it hadn't
Tuesday. They
rained.
could have started on Monday.
Right.
I mean, their previous game was on Friday. So
Well, to
why not-
me, the biggest mistake they made was not turn around and playing the next day, like Cherville did. Cherville turned around and played.
yeah. I mean, almost every series is over and didn't even have to deal with any of this weather. There were some that finished last night, but there's only 2 series left that aren't finished. In baseball, I don't know about softball, but Whiteville and Midway in the 3A East is the other series that's not finished yet. And that's who East Rutherford's waiting to
Waiting
see
on
who wins that one.
I was just.
You said Whiteville, that's, I think,
You said Whiteville, Midway,
Yeah.
and you said the other one was who? Did you say there's another one too?
And that just North Lincoln, South Point.
Okay,
Those
so
are
it's
those
two
are the only
left
2
then.
baseball series that aren't over.
got you.
I don't know about softball. They might all be over too. I don't know.
After reading this message from Monty, I guess he thinks that Toronto will win the division. 162 games is a long season. Tampa will fade and the cream will come to the top. That's the only way I can translate that. What about you, Lon?
Yeah, I didn't.
No, the Yankees have a much better chance right now, for sure, than the defending American League champion Blue Jays would have. That is for sure.
I thought the Dodgers was the won it last year and the year before that.
Well, he's just talking about that.
I
Just
know-
winning.
I know
I
what-
guess, as a Yankee fan now, you better be happy with winning the division.
I know what he's saying.
I
I guess
get-
I was just throwing a few rocks over there.
Let's see what else we got here. Richard says North Lincoln called state champions. I can't understand it. North Lincoln, we called state and said they could play Monday. So they can move theirs to Monday
So they
if they
can
have
play.
to. But guess what, though? I mean, I'm just going to go
It
ahead
is
and tell
Memorial
you.
Day.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, the rain chances Monday, what I've looked at don't look much different. But, but yeah, they ought to give them another day. But look how dark it is outside today. We got a game scheduled for today in Cherryville.
I just
on
don't get
turf.
why they're going to play it 2. That part doesn't make any sense. Why not play it at 7? It seems like the rain's more likely to be gone.
Yeah, well,
7
okay.
than at
My
2.
only guess is they want to start at 2. If they can play, if they get a rain delay, they'll start at 7 if it takes.
You got more
Yeah.
time to get it in,
Yeah.
maybe, if that's,
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's if you think about how many Legion baseball games when we get into this pattern that's coming, when if they start at 2 o'clock, they'd get them in about every day. But if you start them at 7, like they want to do for better gates, and you have to, then you're going to have a lot of rainouts because that's when the storms hit that time of year. Once you get those midday, late day, whatever summer storms. Ned says, and yes, Phil, I've got yours. I'm saving it.
I guess there could have been something going on at Cherryville that they said you can play in the afternoon, but you can't play
Could be.
at night.
Okay,
Well-
but before that, the game was going to be at 1 o'clock at North Lincoln. That was the plan.
Yeah, that's true.
It was going to be at 1
Well,
o'clock.
and
at
what
North
you
Lincoln.
said earlier, but this is not going to happen. But I think the Legion was scheduled to play 2 today, but they don't have enough players, I'm sure. Because
Yeah.
Mike was talking about a schedule, and I did look at a schedule sometime this week. It's a doubleheader against Davidson County. I think was supposed to be 2 days, the day the 23rd.
Yeah.
And
But
I know that's out.
they've got to be missing a lot.
I know that's out because
You ever seen the Andy Griffith episode with the Darlings, and they want Charlene's baby to get married to Opie, and the disappearing ink? That's the way a Legion schedule should be. Is this the ink should disappear? As soon as you write it out, the ink's going to disappear because a Legion baseball schedule is basically null and void.
Right.
till all of the high school is over.
No, there's
for one
also a
thing.
junior Legion team
There
that
are.
plays at Cherryville.
And Lanny's got a lot to say about Legion baseball.
Off of your point, the race at Charlotte tonight's been postponed till 9 o'clock tonight.
Because of rain.
I guess.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
I wasn't going anyway, but if it was at 9 o'clock,
And that's the car part. Because the truck was supposed to be this morning. Didn't get run last night, from what I
Wow.
understand.
9 o'clock start. What time will those people get home? Will it be daylight? It could, I mean,
won't feel
before
it.
some of them.
They'll be ready for tomorrow.
They will. They will.
Maybe.
Ned says when you count Raleigh for pro sports population, I think you add Cary, Durham. Yeah, it's the whole research triangle.
Yeah.
Durham, Chapel Hill, Fuquay. He's going to throw Fuquay in there, which is basically Raleigh. Richard says Charlie tried to get South Point to play the next day.
Should have done. The
Truck race.
Supposed to have been this morning. They said 8 this morning.
Charlie, which is the coach at North Lincoln, he tried to get South Point to play the next day. They wouldn't play the next day. And I won't mention the name there. I'll just say that they wouldn't play the next day. They told him Wednesday, and that's their prerogative. You can leave it on schedule. Both coaches have to agree to play it. But South Point just didn't want to play. They wanted that day off. I think it would be 50-50. I think about half your coaches would want that day off, and half of them wouldn't. Wouldn't
Right,
mind
yeah.
either way. Sometimes it's got to do with where your pitcher, your pitcher was, your best pitcher. If you want to get him in there quicker or whatever,
And
whatever
up
it may be.
until yesterday, we've been hearing rain's coming to rain, but we hadn't seen rain so long. It's a foreign object that, we've played all year and we haven't had any trouble, So that might have been something they were saying, it's going to rain, but we'll be all right.
Yeah. Richard also says South Point don't have the pitching that North Lincoln does, and that I think that means depth. That would be my guess. The depth that they have. Those have been.
Well, you might even
two
look at it
strange
like
games.
the opponent wants to play the next day. Well, we're not doing that. There's got to be a reason they want to play the next
Right.
day. So.
Yeah. It might have been better off just be quiet and let it be their idea. Right.
Yeah.
And maybe they come up with the idea that you really want. So, it's okay. It's all gamesmanship to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in every sport. So it really doesn't bother me one way or the other. I have saved Phil's quote for till about now because it's almost time for our second time out. Let Lenny get his lyrics together here. We'll say Brett's for last because I know what his theme is. But we'll let Lenny get his up there. But Phil Ayers says interviews began this week, I'm guessing. Interviews will be beginning this week for what position? Anybody know what that would be? The next Q Tucker. What is the official title? Me and Lanny have totally opposite opinions on Q Tucker. He's not a fan.
Commissioner? Is that what?
Commissioner, that's it. That's the word I was looking
of the
for.
NCHSAA.
Yep. I don't even know who would be. Trey Waters would have been next in line. Trey's a LinkedIn guy. He would have been next in line. But when all the stuff started about the government coming in and stuff, Trey found another profession to get in. Everybody, I haven't talked to one person that didn't think Trey would be next and would be really good at it. So, but I've heard through the grapevine that he might have been contacted, but had said no. I don't have any headaches right now. So, there's something to be said about that too. To not have to deal with a lot of stuff when you go home from work. Guess what? You're away from it. Some people don't want that. And I would guarantee you, is the older you get, and I don't even know what Trey is right now. Brett might know how old Trey is right now, but the older you get, the less.
I know when he graduated.
The less of that. He's a LinkedIn graduate of what year? Yours?
2001.
2001, A Space Odyssey. One more here before we go. I was thinking right now, before I give you his comment, that I vote for Butch Parker to take that commissioner job. Butch, get your campaign started. He said 4 girls got beat last night by West Stanley. They are done. So that was the finals in the
West Stanley.
Advanced. West Stanley advances. So that was that? Did that go 2 or did it go 3 games, Butch? I'm not sure if it went 2 or 3. Ford was a surprise. Ford was a surprise to go as far as they did.
It went more than 1 if it got done last night, I would say.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It started probably Tuesday.
Yeah, in the first couple of days, it wouldn't have been as wet.
Could have been, I'd say 2 or 3.
Yep. He says yes. Whatever the yes was to. I guess that yes means his campaign's ready. Is that what he's talking about? He said 3 games. It did go 3 games. Before we take our break, Mike Painter says, Butch has my vote for it. Let's push it. There you go. Yeah, that would be. I could just see it now. Lenny, what you got?
Here's the first line. Saturday night, I was downtown.
We'll be back in a moment.
Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Piedmont of North and South Carolina since 1919. Sure, they deliver to your home with home heating oils. They'll help keep you warm, but they do a whole lot more. They feature bulk fuel delivery, on-site and commercial fueling, backup generator fueling, and farm and agricultural fueling. For home or business or farms, call on Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln, 704-735-2508. Online at rhodesandbill.com, located at 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook, too.
Buy more, save more at Lebo's Shoes, Western, and Dance. Check out your favorite brands from Ariat, Brooks, Wrangler, and more. Buy 2 clearance items and get 20% off. Buy 3 clearance items and get 30% off. Buy 4 or more clearance items and get 40% off the lowest marked price. Stop by any of their 7 store locations, including their new store at 2128 North Carolina Highway 16 Business in Denver in the West Point Shops. Hours Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sundays, 12 to 6 p.m. Shop online at lebos.com.
Get up to $3,000 off select Polaris off-road vehicles at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell, or get financing as low as 1.99% APR for 36 months. But that's not all. Get up to $1,500 bonus bucks on new Honda Pioneer, Prowler, Talon models, and rev up the new year with the new Slingshot. Get $1,000 customer cash or financing as low as 1.99% for 36 months with no money down at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver, or visit mooneyinsurance.com.
Trick One Automotive in Lincoln has just expanded their tire lines. Sure, they still sell Goodyear, Kelly, and Cooper, but now they also sell Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal. They have become this area's tire headquarters. If it's round and it rolls, you'll find it at Trick One Automotive in Lincoln. And don't forget they do all types of automotive repair. This month, get a front end alignment for just $89.95 this month only. And one more thing, Trick One Automotive Center is now a distributor for Valvoline Oil. Trick One Automotive Center, 1924 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln, open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Like them on Facebook too.
This is Creighton Kell with Kell Insurance. We have been helping people for over 25 years with all their Medicare needs. We represent the same national and local companies as the insurance agencies you see on TV. And you know what? We can sit down with you one-on-one and help you find the right plan just for you.
Kell Insurance is located beside the Cultural Center and behind Gillum Realty in downtown Lincoln. 107 North Cedar Street. Call 704-732-4646 and follow them on Facebook. Kell Insurance.
$34 and 15. 34 and 15. Anybody?
Tampa Bay Rays.
That is 34 and 15. Not as good as the. Well, they have one less loss than the Braves, but the Braves are 36 and 16. Did this Braves record come out of nowhere? Or is that something we should have expected?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I thought they underachieved last year.
Right.
Was, in some years that happens, you know.
They have as their strength pitching, hitting, or good combination of both. From what I've seen, I think it's just a pretty good combination.
They don't have a lot of weaknesses.
Right. They've scored a lot.
And the pitching's getting better because Strider just came back about 2 weeks ago, and they got another one that's going to be back eventually. Schwelenbach, I believe is his name. So the pitching's going to improve.
Yeah.
They've scored the second most in all of baseball.
Wow.
You never guess who's first.
It's somebody off the wall.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
The Nationals.
Well, if they had some pitching.
They've also given up the most.
Yeah. Have they really?
In the National, let me look right quick. Yeah. Scored the most and allowed the most. They've scored 284 and given up 301.
Wow.
That's 125 more runs than the Braves have allowed.
Golly. Whew. All right, Lenny, give us those lyrics once again here, and we've got a couple guesses. And
Saturday night,
got 'em.
I was downtown.
And I said working for the FBI, and we've got Butch Parker, Holly's Lone Cool Woman in a black dress, and we've got Ned who weighed in but said, "Dang, can't think of Lenny's title." But it's from the early 70s, maybe even late 60s.
72, I
72,
believe
okay.
I've seen somewhere.
And the name of the band associated with Buddy Holly. So that was Ned's remark. That's a great song. They didn't have a whole lot of hits, I don't think, the Hollies, but what they did have was had a lot of quality. A whole lot of quality.
I've seen somewhere
I
it's
think.
early, it said 72, but I don't see
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah.
It says released in 71.
Okay. 1971. I was definitely a youngster, but that's the kind of music that never grows old. Is the way I look at it. Want to talk a little bit. You guys hopefully can weigh in more on this than me. I'm not a big race fan, but NASCAR in the news real big right now. Kyle Busch, 41 years old, passed away very unexpectedly on Thursday. What were your thoughts on that? I mean, I know.
My first
surprise.
My
and
first
shock.
reaction was, is this real or is this some?
Well, yeah. Today,
hoax?
with AI and all that kind of stuff on there, and people putting, there's websites out there that give you lies,
Right.
all the time.
When it first popped in, it was on my ESPN. That made me think, well, this is more authentic, And I was on my way to the ball game at South Point when it just popped up.
Yep. This one even to me more shocking than Dale Earnhardt, because Earnhardt's at least was in the
cockpit.
Yeah, he was doing something that we knew it could happen. We always hoped it didn't, but it could. We always knew it could happen. But this is some kind of major sinus issue.
And then when it popped up, I'm thinking, okay, was it? Because I was just driving down the road, it didn't tell me much. I just didn't click on it, and I'm thinking, was it an accident? I'm not thinking sudden death. After a severe illness. That's how it was come across. I mean, it just blew my mind.
Yeah.
I still don't really understand what, or I don't know if anybody does yet, what it was that killed him. But
yeah.
and there are people out there that this is their favorite driver. Basically, you could say their favorite athlete.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he was still going. Like Kobe was my favorite athlete. He died at the same age, but he had been retired for five or 6 years,
and he was
when
in
it happened. But
a helicopter crash.
Yeah.
It was an accident.
Right.
I mean, there again,
there was a little different scenario.
I guess one of the things a lot of people want to know, could it have been prevented if he had got some help earlier? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that he didn't try to get help earlier. I don't know.
And we're not getting all the information, I'm sure, but they'd said that a race a couple of weeks ago in the cockpit. He'd said, I need to see the NASCAR doctor after the race, having to come to your car or come to the trailer. He said, have him come to the trailer. He said, I need a shot. So so it sounded like to me he's battling that sinus thing even then. So I think he was having some, if that's what it was for. Then
yeah,
I don't know.
A lot of people surprised too about his words after winning last week's truck race. Wasn't it the truck race he won last week? And he said something about why. I don't know if I asked him why he was so happy or whatever, but he said you never know when it's going to be your last one. But, I don't look at that as him seeing in the future and thinking he was going to die. I just think that's the words a lot of people use.
And I think he'd used that before earlier wins.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 5, 6, 7 years ago.
I think that's just because his age, and he's been doing it so long. And
in any sport, you don't know
could decide to retire at any time.
And like you say, when you say that, because it could be your last. I'm gonna retire.
Right.
You ain't thinking about death. I don't think that would be what he would be thinking.
I wonder what the average retirement age is for NASCAR drivers. Do you know? I mean, I have no idea.
I think it's younger now. than it
Do
has
ya?
been in the past. I think. Kinda.
Well, I just
And that
looked-
sounds crazy.
Well, you can make a lot more money now.
I just looked to see how old Earnhardt was. He was 49 when he
Had his wreck.
wrecked.
I mean, and like-
ended
And
up
he's
dying.
41.
Pearson and Petty, they were in their 50s when they
Yeah,
gave it.
I
up.
guess it,
so,
it
you know, early
depends on
50s.
what kind of shape you're in too, and stuff like that. Whether you want to keep doing it and how competitive you are, and you know, I mean,
And I don't know, and like I say, I don't keep up NASCAR that much, but I know like they announced the Hall of Fame this year, and I don't know what their waiting period is. You know, I know in baseball it's 5. I don't know what, but I seen Jeff Burton went in. Well, I thought he still drove some. You know, so
Right.
So I just think they're younger. They like I say, they're making more money, and they go in more into car ownership.
yeah.
Now than.
No comments. I hadn't got any comments on the Kyle Busch death or whatever. Honestly, I mean, you know, you can't take away that he was the villain.
Oh yeah.
For a long time. I mean, a lot of people didn't like him, didn't like his personality, didn't want him to see a win and stuff like that. Of course, even those folks didn't
Right.
want something like this to happen. But you know, it's
And in that sport, it helps to have a villain.
yeah.
I mean, you know, that makes the sport.
Yeah.
more
Well,
interesting when
he
you-
even said in one of his interviews,
Darrell Waldrop, he was.
I love to hear the booze because it means I'm winning. He said that in one of his interviews.
Darrell Waldrop was a villain
Yeah,
for
very
years
much
and
so.
years, and I wouldn't say Earnhardt was a villain, but he was he was the type you either liked him or you
Right.
didn't,
Yeah.
know, so
yeah.
he was to a degree.
What no hanging on the fence.
Yeah, I don't think Kyle Busch had as many
He never did
fans as Earnhardt.
No, he did
Oh,
not.
no,
But
he
I
doesn't.
think he was great to his fans. I mean, I've seen all these videos and clips and stuff of, you know, him making time to stop and talk to fans and sign autographs and that kind of thing when other drivers wouldn't. I think, you know, he was a fiery competitor and would do anything it took
Yeah.
to win. But then
Yeah,
once he got away from
once he was off the track,
and out of the car,
he was a fan favorite.
Yeah.
I think with his fan base.
Right.
Yeah,
I
he
mean, he's
treated
still
his
gonna have
fans
that,
really
you
well.
know, the villain, the son.
Yeah, there were still people that didn't like him
like
and
I
didn't
say,
want his autograph, but
Yeah. If
he was a great personality to have in a sport.
yeah. For one
Where
reason or another.
you don't know much about some of the drivers, and I'm not a NASCAR fan. I don't watch it that closely, but Kyle Busch was somebody you just
Well, you knew
you,
his
got, you
name.
knew what he was about,
You knew what he was about.
because of his personality.
Yep. I agree.
And he kind of de-villained his brother. Because
Yeah.
he was the villain.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when he come along, then I just step aside, brother.
Yeah,
I'll
he
take-
took it
I'll
up a
take the
notch
heat now, yeah.
or 2 or 3.
I got
And he raced for about everybody, all the big time teams. He was with Joe Gibbs for a long time. He was
said,
with
he-
Hendricks at one time. Richard Childress most recently, I think.
And as they said, you know, he's won the most races ever. Period. Of any
Yeah, see-
driver.
see, I didn't know that.
From the spread from
As far as the truck series,
NASCAR,
yeah.
whatever the middle one.
Yeah, I didn't
like
realize
on Saturday,
that.
You know,
Yeah.
he had 234 wins, you know, but didn't have as much driving back. You didn't have as many then. It's pretty much NASCAR when some of those older guys like the Pettys and the Pearsons. And,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little different. It's a little different. There was no truck series back in those days. That's.
Have you been to NASCAR racing?
I've been a
Charlotte?
long time. It's probably been 30 years.
Well, I was going to tell you, I've been to one of the big races, and I'll tell you who won it, and you'll know how long it's been. Harry Gant. So when would that been? 80s, early 80s?
When I was a teenager, because my dad and uncle and all them brother, they all cousins, they all went to the race in Charlotte. So
Yeah.
when I seen Petty win his first race at Charlotte, because that was a place he couldn't win at, and then ended up he had an illegal engine. They didn't find out till like later on today when we got home. Well, he still went down as a win, but
It's gamesmanship.
He was working with Bob Baffert, I think.
Bob Baffert had
his brother was
an illegal carburetor in one of his horses.
But it's probably been 30 years.
I've been to a few, and I have no idea who won any of them. I don't remember. I didn't really care who
You
won.
worked
I
at
didn't-
one of them or
Yeah, I
something
did do
like
that a
that,
couple
didn't
times.
I guess
but-
the last one I went to was probably 89, 90, 91, but I was working because East Gaston had
A booth.
they had a booth where they served people in the luxury boxes. So
Yeah.
I didn't see any of that, but that's the last thing I've been to. But when I was high school and maybe a couple years in college, I used to go, but it kind of grew out of me from there.
It may be called the Coca-Cola 500, but how many beer cans were thrown away at the end of the night? I'd like to know how many beer cans were thrown away. How much recycling can you get out of that? That'd be the recycling record.
Well, all the tailgating areas is where they're really.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, one tailgating area could look like a landfill. Butch says, "I shall." Well, first he says, "Great song by the Hollies is He's My Brother," which is another one. And he also says, "I shall neither run nor will I accept the nomination for the NCHSAA commissioner job."
LBJ, isn't it?
Good choice.
Butch Parker, you're going to LBJ.
Good choice there, Butch. Not a. I don't know. It's a tough job. I'll put it that way. It's a tough job. Kyle Bush. This comes from Mike Painter. Kyle Bush was a fan of the Three Hermanos restaurant in Maiden. I personally never saw him there, but I heard he ate there pretty frequently. So there you go. Another one from Butch here. 234 wins in NASCAR, Bush, and the Truck Series divisions. So, yeah, impressive career. No doubt he's got an impressive
And I believe
career.
it was all-time record for Truck Series. He has the most wins in it, they say. But as I say, it hadn't been around. It's probably around 30 years now because time flies. But
We still got Brett's lyrics to go. We'll get to those here in about 10 minutes. I had a thought. Aaron Rodgers is coming back. I know everybody's just thrilled to death to see Aaron Rodgers.
I didn't see that news.
Yeah, he's coming back with the Steelers 1 year. Was it 22 million or something? Was 50 million? I saw. He might have been the one that had 50 million coming to him.
What's 55? Stafford. I seen his.
That's it.
Yeah,
Stafford
his
was the 50.
55.
Yeah,
I don't
I think Rodgers may be 22 because I saw that somewhere too. If Aaron Rodgers is the poster child of did it too long, give me some seconds.
Oh, he's not.
I don't think he is either. But you go right to Brett Favre.
To me, he's.
Who played too? And I don't mean just NFL. I mean anything. Who played too long? Who should have got out a year or two earlier than they did in their particular
Russell Wilson.
Oh my gosh, that's a good one right there. Because he could be the only person ever to be in the Hall of Fame and then work himself out of it.
You're right.
You know, I don't know if you could beat that one. I don't know if you could beat Russell Wilson. He didn't come to my mind either.
And is he still playing? Is he going to be on the roster this year? I don't know if he's still with the team or not.
Yeah, he's going to be with the Birmingham Stallions.
Was the Giants his last team?
That might be where he's at now. I don't know.
Yeah, Giants last year, Pittsburgh before that, Denver for 2 years.
Would his legacy be totally different if not for the interception?
Yeah, if they had won that game.
Yeah, should have won two Super Bowls. Had it in the bag, basically, if you run beast mode there. I don't know. Let's see. Butch says, now y'all tell me what this is about. Not me. Him or McCarthy. Oh, okay. Him or McCarthy back. Chuck, no. Him and McCarthy being back. Chuck, no. I don't quite understand that, but thought I'd read it anyway.
I mean, something about Rodgers, isn't it, I think?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah. Chuck, no, I probably got out too early.
Yeah.
I don't guess you can get out too early if you're ready to, if he won 4 Super Bowls in 6 years. And I don't know if he stepped down the very next year or after that last Super Bowl. I wouldn't think, but bring back Chuck Noll, not being. He wanted to say bring back Chuck Noll. Now you're gonna wind up being a McCarthy fan here, Butch, before it's over with. I think McCarthy could have done fine in Dallas if they left him alone. You know what I mean? I mean, he's not a bad coach, and he's a Pittsburgh native. So.
Fishbowl at Dallas.
Yeah, right. And I don't know when and if that'll ever end.
Right.
Till Jerry is just no longer. Who knows? His son may be exactly the same kind of guy. But only time will tell. Only time will tell. But I like to. We talked about Willie Mays and how long he played. Did he play a little too long?
Played too long.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean,
NBA.
He was more of a, what's the word I want to use? It's when he was with the Mets in that world, a show toy. That the guy you expect to be on the field, and he wasn't.
Right. Yeah. I was thinking about NBA too. Who might have? I really don't think LeBron did because he was putting up, and he may play some more.
And he can play some more.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Right.
Yeah, he's not.
He could play too long.
He still could, but right now he's still pretty good.
Right.
And he's not, not embarrassing himself.
He's not embarrassing. He's probably average this year.
Plus, he got to play with his son.
Did he average 20 points?
A couple years.
That'd be my guess, somewhere around 20.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah. There's a lot of NBA players that don't average.
Yes.
There's more that don't average 20 points than do.
And he done other things besides, that he still was beneficial to.
Yeah.
Trying to get to him and see what his stats.
Well, why you find that? I'm going to talk
21.
21st year? Or he averaged 21
points.
21
7 assists, 6 rebounds.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty good.
One time that was a league average.
He played
years
60
ago, to a degree.
60 games out of 82.
What I've been thinking about here lately is how we always, LeBron, Jordan, which one? I just wonder if one day we won't mention either one because of who's in the league right now.
Well,
Wemby?
Yeah, I mean, you could.
You got a 7'5" guy that can play like a guard?
Right.
I mean, it may be his one day, And I don't know. Don't get me wrong, SGA is really good too, but he don't stand out like Wemby. Right. I don't know why. And what's weird? One of the weirdest things is you got SGA, who's an American, lived here all his life, but
he's from Canada.
Is he? Okay,
yeah, he's a Canadian.
That makes me feel a little better because Wemby's French, but all the American love is for him. It seems like I don't know if you watched any last night. I know 15-0 to start the game.
No, I didn't see the start.
I didn't either. But that's just nothing in the NBA.
No.
It was gone before the end of the first quarter.
Right.
It was gone before the end of the first quarter. People don't realize how good these people are at this game and how well they can shoot and how quick 24 seconds is.
Right.
I mean, you can't run clock and save the game. You've got to play, and it makes for a better game.
This sounds crazy. Am I talking crazy? It's almost to the point where the athletes are so good now that do you need to extend the court and raise the baskets?
It might happen one day.
I mean, am I making a crazy statement?
Well, can Wemby dunk on his toes? I mean, can he? I don't know if he can or not.
Oh, probably so.
When I say raise it, I don't mean I'm just saying that it's because they get up and down the floor so fast.
Yeah, I know they do. The one thing that has really got my attention over the years of progress, every sport progresses, and the people really are better. I mean, an athlete from the 1900s couldn't even make it in today's, with the athleticism and everything. But now I lost my train of thought getting on that. But these basketball players, I mean, they're just all hit threes.
Yeah, yes.
It don't matter if you're 7 foot. It don't matter if you're 7'5".
If you can't make threes, then there's no place for you.
Yeah,
really.
I'm like you. I don't know if they raise the bucket right away, but I bet they will maybe add a foot on each side so add 2 feet to to the width of the court.
3-point line. Yeah,
Yeah,
and if you
yeah, and
extend
then
the 3-point line, you're going to have to extend the court, or you're going to be shooting from the center
And
line.
people say, well, that's not fair because then people way back shot. Well, think about this. We used to not even have a 3-point line.
Right.
Okay? Today's athletes don't have a problem shooting it 5 foot deeper.
Right.
They don't. They just really don't. Out of all the games, I would.
And when you talk about if you do happen to, you're going to have to extend the court if you back up the line.
Yeah.
Because you don't have any room over in the corner
Right,
now.
right.
The guys will step back
You can-
and step out of bounds. You know.
as big as they are, like somebody like Wemby, I don't know what his shoe size is.
Right.
But can he even get in 3-point range in the corner
Right.
without being out of bounds?
Without being out of bounds. You're right.
He'd have to be on his tiptoes probably.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that, yeah.
Yeah, I bet he doesn't take a lot of corner threes.
No, he probably doesn't. But I'm just amazed how good his shot is.
I'll
at
sit there watching
7'5".
college game. I don't know how many times I don't see guys step out of bounds when
Yeah, I
in
know
that
it.
corner
They do.
where
Yeah.
they drop back to shoot that three, and you know.
Yeah, anytime you move the 3-point line out, you should add at least 6 inches.
Yeah.
You know, to the court.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to have room to shoot it.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's just amazing watching Wemby play. You know, I thought for a long time he's going to get beat up in the NBA. He's so frail and all that kind of stuff. But so far he hasn't.
He hasn't. No.
He hasn't. His body's in really good shape.
It might not extend his career. You know, down the road we might see it, but right now it doesn't seem to bother him at all.
How about a franchise that had Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Wemby, Yama? I mean, this is I don't know how they're hitting the draft like that.
Kind of hard to pick an all-time Spurs team when you've got three guys,
Well,
three big men is some of the
Yeah.
greatest of all time there, wouldn't it?
Yeah. You know, they have, and their new coach seems to fit in. I can't remember his name, but they said he worked under Pop, and has just fit right in. And what is he? He might be 30.
He's not that old.
No,
I don't know.
He might be 30 couple. I don't think he's 40 yet.
39.
Oh, okay.
Mitch Johnson.
Mitch Johnson. And he
I
played, right?
And he basically got the job because Popovich's health got
Right.
to the point where he just couldn't do it.
And he invites him to come anytime he feels like coming to their practices,
Yeah.
to their games, and which I think is just perfect for somebody getting started.
He didn't play in the NBA.
I don't
He
remember
played-
that name.
He played
Right.
college at Stanford and then played, I guess,
Smart enough to get in
overseas.
Stanford.
G League, and then, yeah, I'm trying to see where this is. Latvia.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ever been there?
Not yet. He didn't play long. He got out pretty soon after and went into coaching.
Let's see, Butch.
Well, someone figure it out, real.
Yeah.
That's kind of always when we had.
And he's only 6'1", 185. He's
Kind of like when we coached, when I helped a guy at East County basketball. You didn't want to run any kids off, but the older kids, the ones that want to play, they normally figure it out by their senior year,
Right.
and they're not back. You'll have, and that way you're letting them make that decision.
Butch says, this goes back to football for a minute, and then we're going to take our final time out. Ain't no real Steeler fan can like a Packer and Cowboy person. Yeah. And you know what's weird about that? They're in on the other side. They're in the NFC.
They're in the NFC.
So, a lot of meetings though between the Cowboys and the Steelers in big games. A lot of Super Bowl matchups between those. Didn't they meet 3 times? I think in the Super Bowl with Pittsburgh winning 2 of those. Time for Brett's lyrics, and then we'll take our final time out.
Well, there's a light in your eye that keeps shining.
There you have it. Back in a moment.
Make 2026 the year you finally move into your new dream home from Key Builders of Lincoln. Go online at mykeybuilders.com and check out their many floor plans. Locally owned and operated and serving this area for 24 years. Yes, serving the Piedmont of North and South Carolina. That's Key Builders. 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. Your key to your new home is waiting for you from Key Builders in Lincoln.
How would you like to be your own contractor? Stop in at Bliss Buildings and Tiny Homes in Cherryville and see Robert or Hunter. 5 years in business and the only engineer stamp AutoCAD design shed to home conversions. They know the North Carolina Residential Code and will build your county permit package. On-site built 2-bedroom, 2-bath with a true sleeping loft, multiple designs, cottages, cabins, studio apartments. Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes at 2268 Lincoln Highway, Cherryville. Open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Call 704-727-8774. Open Sundays by schedule appointments only. Follow them on Facebook.
Buying a Bobcat is now easier than ever at West End Sales in Vale. Now get 0% APR financing. That means low monthly payments. Or you can get $1,200 instant rebates on selected models. Now is the time to buy. Like we said, it's easier than ever. Again, get 0% APR financing or get $1,200 instant rebate on selected Bobcat models at West End Sales at the Highway 1827 West intersection in Vale. Online at westendSales.com and like them on Facebook too.
Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Piedmont of North and South Carolina since 1919. Sure, they deliver to your home with home heating oils. They'll help keep you warm, but they do a whole lot more. They feature bulk fuel delivery, on-site and commercial fueling, backup generator fueling, and farm and agricultural fueling. For home or business or farms, call on Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln, 704-735-2508. Online at rhodesandbill.com, located at 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook too.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com.
Dr. John Clonger III, native and Lincoln High School graduate who attended UNC Dental School at Chapel Hill. In 1993, he graduated and returned home to practice with his father Les Cloninger and Uncle Robert Truman Cloninger. Dr. John Clonger III has maintained a private practice for 32 years and hasn't yielded to the corporate landscape. Dr. John Clonger III would like to thank all of his wonderful patients for their loyalty. Dr. John Clonger III and Dr. Aaron Hebner are taking new patients. They take most insurances and especially Delta Dental. Call for appointments today at 704-735-0765. Go Wolves!
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
All right, Brett, let's hear those lyrics again. I should have gotten them, but the only guess I see so far comes from Butch Parker. What were they again?
Well, there's a light in your eye that keeps shining like a star that can't wait for night. I hate to think
Yeah.
I've been blinded, baby. Why can't I see you tonight?
Yep, I can hear the song now. Butch says that group would be. Did you get it, Lenny? Brett's favorite.
Zeppelin?
Yep.
I'm thinking.
Yep.
It's a later Led Zeppelin song.
Led Zeppelin, "Fool in the Rain." Is that the
Yep.
name of the song?
That's it.
"Fool in the Rain."
And that's not part of the lyrics.
He says, "I'm on fire today." And then he says, "I got an extinguisher somewhere, Butch. I'll try to help you out."
Let's go out in the rain.
And then he says, "Are we eating?" Let you know here in just a little bit on the eating thing, but I think so. So, I doubt Brett's going. I guess Sullivan don't have any baseball practice today.
No, not today.
Yeah, they're not swimming through it.
He's not going to be a fool in the rain.
Not a fool in the rain. I didn't get any answers on who stayed too long. I was just trying to think of different sports of who played too. A lot
Michael
of times,
Jordan?
A lot of times you get. Well, he probably should never went and played for the whatever.
Wizards.
Yeah,
The Wizards.
he probably shouldn't have went and played for the Wizards, but I don't think it.
They just had a
I don't
terrible
even
team.
think. Yeah, they did, but I don't even think people even. I don't think that phases how you feel about Jordan's.
No, I don't think
career.
so.
And it shouldn't. But I was thinking. I always think of seeing faces on the sideline like Johnny Unitas.
He might have been one.
Yeah.
Stayed a bit too long. Yeah.
What was the guy's name that played for the Chargers, quarterback that had a last name for a first name? No, I didn't want to think about. John Hadle was one I was trying to think of, but it seemed like there were some other people. When you see Emmitt Smith came back and tried to play for the Cardinals, but I think he was fairly productive. I don't think he was.
Here's a guy, and I guess this is me talking as a Red Sox. I don't think Carl Yastrzemski was my big fan. I mean, when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But he still played, but towards the end, I don't know whether he was the player he was late. But I think he just loved the game so much.
And who's the grandson playing for now?
He's Braves now.
Braves, yeah. I thought. Now, he hadn't been with the Red Sox at all.
No.
He started with the Giants.
Yeah.
He was with the Giants. I don't know if he's somewhere before that, but he was with the Giants.
Yeah. I remember the Giants. And then whenever he's free agent or whatever and he goes, Boston don't pick him up after his grandfather was a legend in the city.
Boston. Whenever he plays Boston,
I know.
Hit home run the other day.
I know you can't do it that way, but I don't know what he's batting. I don't know what his stats are right now, but you would think that kid would love to play in Boston.
Right.
Right. And maybe he still will at some point before his It's funny that I said that about Unitas a minute ago because Ned had texted me Johnny Unitas after being traded to San Diego. That one was definitely kind of weird. Butch says he thinks Favre stayed too long. He said started too long. Favre probably did. I mean, some of these guys just don't want to give it up. I mean, Phillip Rivers, we got to go back to Phillip Rivers coming back and trying to play this past year, But
I think that's the deal. They didn't want. They just can't give it up.
Right. Well, and except for the Phillips Rivers story, if you retire and step aside, it's 99% of the time over.
Mm-hmm.
Now Flacco, he's found places to play, and he's not the Flacco obviously he was when he was 25, but he's still okay.
He's okay.
He can be he can make it as a backup. Ric Flair, that comes from Richard Howe. Ric Flair, is Ric Flair still doing it? Still going strong. He says he's still going. Woo-hoo.
Beat a man, you got to beat the man.
You're
on Space Mountain.
Yeah, no, those wrestlers, they can't give it up.
No,
that's for sure.
Favre's last year, he started 13 games. They went 5-8 in those starts. He threw 11 touchdowns, 19 interceptions. But the year before that, he was 12-4, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. So, I mean, was he supposed to retire after that awesome year? hard to say that he played too long.
I doubt anybody would.
He only went one more year and had a bad year, and then he retired.
Okay, here's a Lenny one, and I know this name. I think the guy's even from our state. Hoyt Wilhelm in baseball, he says. May have played too long now. When I was a kid, Hoyt Wilhelm was pitching. I remember seeing him pitching, and I'd have thought he was 80.
Yeah.
Because that's just the way the 40-some-year-olds look then. You know, he looked like a 70 to 80-year-old guy out there throwing the baseball. But that ain't no knock on him. You could say that about a lot of the athletes back then. They looked older than they. I mean, I've seen pictures of NFL guys that they said they were 30 and they looked like they were 50. Lost all their hair and all that kind of stuff at a young age.
Well, they talk about Sonny Jerkson. What a great athlete he was at high school and at Duke. And I guess I seen him at age and Sonny.
He's Wilmington.
Wilmington.
He's one of the Wilmington. It might be Hoggard.
Maybe.
Might be Hoggard.
But I'm not positive. But, when I seen the Redskins, he looked like an old man.
Yeah. I think I heard he could throw it like 50 to 60 yards behind his back.
Yeah.
And on target.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really get you anything.
He's a big-time baseball player.
He's New Hanover is where he went.
New Hanover?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's the one's been in the basketball playoffs last couple of years, right? Or not?
That's
Yeah.
the same school that Roman Gabriel played at. Was
I think they've got the most basketball titles in the state.
New Hanover?
Yeah.
Yep. Wilmington is a better, we're a couple hundred miles away, but it's better in athletics probably than a lot of people know.
Right.
A lot of good baseball.
Charlotte, no, but Charlotte has 3 times the population or whatever.
Right.
So, but Wilmington is pretty strong down there. What'd you say, Brett?
I said a lot of good baseball.
There is
in
a lot of
Wilmington.
good baseball. Yep. UNC Wilmington's always been known for a good baseball
Good
program.
baseball.
Of course, their football program's still undefeated.
That's right.
They've got shirts that tell you so. I think those are. I'd like to have a shirt like that. Here's a good one. Butch says Billy Kilmer. Billy Kilmer did. Must be a Redskin thing about staying too long. And he's another one that.
He's another one. Him
he
and
might
Jerkson just rotate out.
Well, I was thinking Kilmer was one of those that was 35 and looked like he was 55 or more.
Billy
He had. I don't know. I don't know how to describe how somebody looks older than others, but he did.
He did. Yeah.
And Blanda was old.
He was old.
And, but Blanda had a great.
He's old, but not from our standards today. So he wasn't that old.
I know.
But you thought now he looked old when he's gray-headed.
He had a really good gig. At this day and time, he could make a lot of money being a quarterback / backup
quarterback
and a kicker. And that saves you a roster spot too. You got your backup quarterback who's also your kicker, and gives you an extra roster spot.
I wonder, Blanda, did he make it to the Hall of Fame? I don't know.
That's a good question.
With the kicking, I could see it, but I don't know.
Stabler did, didn't he?
Yeah, I think Stabler made it.
But was it before or after his death? I can't remember.
I think it's before, but I don't know.
Rodney's loving this segment if he's still listening because we're talking about his Raiders and.
George Blanda's in the Hall of Fame.
He is. Okay.
Blanda is in.
He is in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he should be.
He should. Yeah.
They also had maybe the best punter of all time on that team, Ray Guy.
George Blanda.
They named an award after him, don't they?
Made 52% of his field goals.
That's low today, but back then that was
completed 48% of his passes with 40 more interceptions than touchdowns.
And he was in the day when he was the straight on kicker. You didn't see many of those side kickers when Stenerud at Kansas City. There's a few, but you didn't. Most of them were straight on kickers in those days.
Yep. Jan Stenerud. I do remember him.
Stenerud and your premium were from the side, but most everybody else is straight on.
Yeah, Garrow tried to be a quarterback one time, but
that didn't work out too good, did it?
He still got a ring. They won. He helped with Washington's only points of the game. Don Revel's weighing in on our may have took it too long? Muhammad Ali. Now somebody
There's
would
probably
have,
several boxers out there.
somebody would have to help me with that, and because I don't know what he did in his final, his last several fights.
He was pretty good even to the end, but he probably stayed on too long because
Well, is that
of
what
the-
is
of what happened?
brain damage?
The Parkinson's and all.
Came from fighting too long.
Yes, that's probably.
Yeah. How old was
Apollo Creed? He definitely
Yeah, he did.
went a little too long.
What's his name? The guy that's so popular over the last 20, 30 years.
Mayweather.
Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Tyson's the one I was trying to think of. Is he still getting in the ring?
He did something a year or two ago. I don't. Some kind of big money grab, but I don't.
No.
It wasn't anything serious, I don't think.
Ned says straight on kickers skins Mark Mosley was a good one. Mark Mosley was the league MVP. I guess it was the year they won one of their Super Bowl titles. But Mark Mosley, the best kicker I've ever seen. Right now, Dallas has one that could go down as the best kicker. I can't think of his name right now. But the guy from the Ravens.
Justin Tucker.
Justin Tucker. He was automatic for a long time with the Ravens. Of course,
Played too long.
And it wasn't football. He got in some trouble, and hasn't played since, right?
Well, he started missing kicks too.
Did he?
Yeah.
But his percentage, he's not the best percentage. But that guy for Dallas right now, he just looks like he don't even strain to kick
Well, I'd
it
have to
65
say
yards.
Adam Vinatieri was.
Vinatieri?
He was clutch.
He was clutch, yeah. And you know what, though? To be in his – you have to be on a good team to be clutch.
Yeah.
Because he had so many opportunities to be clutch, but he always very rarely – I don't even know if he did miss one when it came right down to it. John Daly, that's a good one from Butch. Gary Premium, and then he says John Daly.
Long
John Daly. I still want to see him on the course because I want to see his pants. What kind of pants is John wearing today?
Grip it and rip it.
Has every sport got somebody like that?
Long John Daly.
It does seem like that every sport out there has somebody like that. Baseball, is that the one we've mentioned a couple people, but it might be the least mentioned of people that played and tried to stretch it out.
Like I say, when you said earlier, probably Willie Mays is one that
yeah.
And I wouldn't say that he was just so good, and I don't remember being great because I was too young, but he was so good for so long that it's almost like he took a step back, when we seen him.
And you know what, Lenny, I'd probably do the same thing if I was a player. I just wouldn't want to ever hang it up.
Right.
You know what I
mean?
A-Rod. Monty says A-Rod. He's a Yankee fan. He said A-Rod stuck around too long.
Pujols, he struggled at the end of his career.
Yes, he did.
Till that last
Albert
year,
Pujols
and then
was-
there's one to come back, and I thought he went out on
When he came back to St. Louis.
the perfect
Yeah.
way. That people want him to come back because he got on a run there that last month, and but he did. He exited the right way after the failures really at the Angels.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
When he was in St. Louis to begin with, it seemed like he might be the best hitter of all time. I mean,
Now,
he
here's
was
one, and
on
Dave,
that
you
kind
may
of
agree
pace.
with, may not agree with. Here's one that I thought did, and I think he prolonged his career because of the way he did it. But Clemens, he'd come back. He wouldn't come back the last 4 or 5 years. He wouldn't come back till May.
Right.
And he was productive.
He managed his body better than some of the others. He definitely did that. Monty says A-Rod was 22 seasons, baseball seasons, 22 MLB seasons for A-Rod. Wonder who the longest guy is. Who's ever been there the longest amount of years in Major League Baseball history? To me, I'm not taking anything away from baseball because if I played anything, it was baseball. But it is the least hard on your body between basketball and football. And hockey, obviously.
With the exception of pitching.
That's with the exception of pitching. Exactly.
I agree with you.
Yeah, and there's definitely been some pitchers that have stayed too long, but I mean, I can't think of one that stands out. But what about Bumgarner?
I don't know. I really don't know. About
I know his stats kind of fell off toward the end of his career,
No.
but I don't know how old he was. It's not like he was old.
He was like, no, he really left early, but it was pretty much, he lost it, you know.
He's only 36 now.
Is that on my camera, Brett? If you look at the screens,
Yeah.
that's John Daly in a pair of his pants. That's from Ned, and some Argyle pants. John Daly. I guess that's Daly, but looking good in those. Let's see. Oh no, he said not John Daly. He said not John Daly, but I saw this guy wearing pants at the UNC football game. That was the Argyle that he's wearing at a Carolina football game, Lenny.
Bumgarner's last
Cardinals, wasn't it?
4 years, Arizona. His ERA 6.48, 4.67, 4.88, and 10.26. His last 4 seasons.
That's who?
That was Bumgarner's ERA over his last 4 years.
Monty says correct. Nolan Ryan 27 seasons. Was he still though?
He was still good.
Yeah,
He
that's-
kind of like
that's what I was
Clemens. He
thinking.
was good when he left.
Right.
fact,
And then
he
he
was probably-
said, I would guess Cologne. I don't know
Bartolo Colon.
Cologne, yeah.
about staying too long. Is that what, just in general, staying too
He
long?
played a long time.
Yeah.
And there's a guy that played
He
infield.
gets the award for most not likely to look like a baseball player.
There's a guy that played for the Indians and the Phillies some. He's infield, like second baseman. I cannot remember his name. He played a long time, too.
Phillies, Indians, infield.
Mostly Indians, and I cannot think of his name. I believe he's second baseman, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah. I keep thinking about
I don't think it's Juan Samuel, but now he's one that played a long time, too. But I think it's somebody else.
Richard says, please keep Kevin Bumgarner in thoughts and prayers, Madison's dad, and one of our longtime umpires in the area. He's not doing well. So, yes, I think most people know his dad, Kevin Bumgarner, a big man, a great big man, and has been umpiring for quite some time.
I always thought he was really good behind
He
the
is
plate.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is good. Yep.
Something that just come to my mind I thought about, guys. What did y'all think about the track? Was it
Mallard Creek
I thought it was
getting
a little,
I'm glad you brought
disqualified.
it
I
up.
thought it was a little bit picky.
Yeah.
I know you got sportsmanship rule, but I didn't really think that he is showing up to, you know.
I hate it. I wish it would have disqualified that event, but they would have still won the state title.
Right.
Because look how many people got punished because of what he did. Now, I don't know, me and Brett had different. Brett said he's looking at taking a picture of himself winning.
No, that ain't what I said.
Oh, somebody said that.
I said he's putting his hand up, showing his ring finger, saying
Okay.
he just won a ring.
Well, somebody said they thought maybe he was doing a picture. I thought he's looking and saying, all you guys are in my rearview mirror. And if that's
the case, that is
that's
showing
Tony.
up. That is
that's
showing
Tony.
up.
But I mean, the referees or judges or whatever they have in track can't read his mind and know what he's
Yeah, I know.
thinking
That's
when
exactly
he puts his
right.
hand up.
That's exactly right.
Which to me is reason just not to do it, but because you don't know what they're going to think.
Yeah, I'd love to see. I know.
I don't think he was
It goes
taunting
down
the
as
other
Tony.
runners.
That has to be what it's done.
I think he was
is Tony.
celebrating his win,
Right.
And I
or
kinda-
their
I
win.
guess I was after seeing what happened on
This is with Mallard
Saturday,
Creek,
when
right?
it's
Mallard
Saturday.
Creek's a school.
What
if
is
anybody's
Saturday?
wondering.
Then when I was at the ball game on Thursday night with South Point North Lincoln, we're talking about middle innings. They're coming off the field and talking, and I'm thinking,
Yeah.
this, it makes it sensationalize it more when I see what happened at that
Yeah,
kid.
and they're not
this
disqualifying the
ain't
whole
even- this
team
ain't
No,
even
they're
the
not.
game,
in a
they-
baseball
no,
game.
we got
And if you watch
4 innings.
basketball, it's even worse.
Yeah, I mean that.
Yeah, I didn't think it was deserved at all.
I wonder if they still win the state if you get like a 1-point penalty for that instead of a DQ. You know?
Well, were they going for the full team track
Yes.
championship?
With that, they would have won the
The
full
coach-
team track championship
The coach
in
said they
8A.
needed 2 points.
Yeah.
So they lost that event and the team
State championship.
championship.
And the guy asked you, said, well, where would he have needed finish if even. And he said fifth. So he could have finished fifth in that event, and they would have won the.
But I've also heard that this is going higher and higher and higher. It's not over yet.
No, it's not over.
They're still trying to take it to court or something.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how it'll come
And then
out.
it's kind of he said, she said.
It
You know,
is.
they claim they warned him on a hurdle event, and he was more there in that hurdle event, more derisive when he. And they said they warned him, and he said they did not, and the coach said there was no warning. So it's kind of one of he said, she said things.
I just think share the title. You know, now that they've already took it and give it to another team, I don't want to disappoint that other team and take it away from them at this point. So just give them both co-championships in the 8A. Because here's the whole thing about it: what he did, whatever it is, he shouldn't have done it just because nobody knows how to translate it. But you're penalizing how many teams is on the boys track team? How many guys is on the boys track team? 50?
A bunch.
In some cases, at a school like that.
And that was a big school.
That's right. That's the biggest class we got. And you're penalizing every one of them too. You know, I'd still get my rings. I think I would still order my rings if I was Mallard Creek. Get you a banner, hang it however you want to, wherever you want to put it, and it don't have to be state. I don't know. That bothers me a little bit. Both ways, though. Both ways. Like you said, we'll never be able to read the guy's mind and think.
I just didn't think that was enough to disqualify him.
I think it's enough.
Here's what
for that particular event of the race, you know. Now, as I said, he was in an earlier event. He was more, but if you weren't warned, then you know.
The first thing came to my mind is, if that was my child, would I want him penalized for what he did? And I don't think anybody that puts their own child in that spot would say yes.
Right.
I don't think they would. You know, I mean, there are some things you'd want them penalized for that they shouldn't do, but that's just that to me is just not one of them. So, all right, thanks for Lenny sitting in with us today. Mike Powell out on assignment. That's called, he had a graduation to go to. Brett behind the buttons. I'm David. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget baseball today, North Lincoln and South Point on WLON. Game time 2 o'clock, weather permitting today. We'll be there. Thank you. See you next week.